about the Big Three. Can you give us just a little background? I believe that the rosters are 5-man rosters. I know you've been a coach for a while. You were with some other teams. How long has the league been in existence? Tell us a little more about it.
It's going on the 8th year.
Oh, wow.
I started at the beginning. I started when Cube called me with the idea that he wanted to, start a Big Three professional league, and he called myself Dr. J, and for us to be coaches, and by us agreeing, he went forward with it, and I think he did a fantastic job of building a brand of 3-on-3 basketball. We all play 3-on-3 basketball coming up, so the game is fun. I mean, it's competitive. Like Joe said, it's half court and stuff, so you got to figure it out. So I mean, it got a genuineness to it that really make it fun. And again, man, this is our 8th year, and we've been getting so much support around the country. I'm really excited about it.
Let me ask you this question, follow up to that. When you guys first started the league, like when you first started, was it hard to get players to be interested in the concept of 3-on-3, or getting fans to kind of get behind it a little bit, or just rocket science?
It wasn't hard at all. I mean, you come, you still can see talent like this. I mean, we had a lot of, you think about, we had AI starting off with it. I mean, we had some guys, man, that was, was legit.
Yeah.
So who wouldn't want to come see it? And then the format, 3-on-3, man, come on, 3-on-3. We all grew up doing 3-on-3 and stuff. So to hear it that it's being done on a professional level, man, it was scary. It was scary good.
He kind of snuck that in about Ice Cube, but he was the reason. If he said no, Ice Cube isn't going. So when he said,
"Oh wow,
Cube called me," he's downplaying it, but he's the reason the Big Three really started happening. It was really him and Dr. J, and it wasn't a yes right away. It was pretty much let's see for a minute, and then he started talking. So you can expand a little, but Gervin is the reason that the Big Three is where it's at now, and kind of taking it to another level. He's being modest, but he's involved as a coach level, financially. He helped bring it to Detroit, and hanging out with these guys for the last couple days, we're embracing it. Like the party, Made in Detroit yesterday. There's definitely an embracement. As far as Joe, we got to keep him. Well, I always say we got to preserve the elderly, the other decade. He's going to challenge me to
You got
preserve.
that secret sauce, though.
The secret sauce, man, it works. Let me ask you a question. You keep mentioning Dr. J. You said Dr. J. You said Dr. J. ABA is the beginning for you. You're talking about being a legend in the ABA, legend in the NBA. Talk about being one of those players that was able to make that transition yourself. Dr. J made the transition and starred in both leagues.
Well, you think, man, when I joined the ABA in the 70s, I joined with Dr. J at Virginia Squire, so he was my first teammate. And to be able to, he was the ABA, at that time. And, we played, and, obviously we only had about 7-8 teams, and when it came down to it, so we merged in 76 and became a part of the NBA. Everybody talk about Magic and Bird saving the NBA, but in all reality, that transition from ABA to NBA really gave the NBA a solid foundation of young guys. If you look at the All-Star game in 77, 78, you'll see 13 or 14 ABA players a part of that All-Star. So, again, the ABA was the truth. I'm so proud to have an opportunity to play in the ABA, but I still think we saved the NBA to what it is today.
I'm taking this one, Braylon.
Go ahead, you got it.
The style era, one of my absolute favorite eras of the NBA. And you guys, as you just mentioned, you drove that, the catalyst of the style era. I would like to know the impact that Detroit had on not only your style that you talked about, what you wore, your nickname, but the implications that it had and the impact it had on your game, just being a Detroit hooper, and what you meant to the style. Because, when you talk style, you got to talk about the finger roll and the Iceman.
Who are you watching? Get that style.
You think about it, man. Everybody say I'm the inventor of the finger roll. If you really know the history, Wilt Chamberlain.
Yes, sir.
Wilt Chamberlain had Dipper.
Connie Hawkins.
Connie Hawkins. You go Connie Hawkins. And then you go with my man Doc. all of them had their version of the finger roll. So I ain't the one had to invent the wheel. I copied them, but I made it famous.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. You know,
Definitely made that
Put your
famous.
little twist on that.
That's that 313 vibe right there. You know what it is.
and Isaiah Thomas actually went one further because everybody does talk about the finger roll, and he's one of those guys. He's quick to bring up Connie and the others. But he said that nobody's ever mastered the glass the way that you did. In the modern game, I look at Kyrie, and I've heard stories about how Kyrie had a broken backboard, and he only had a few spots that he could twist it off of. So watching his game, the guy has English like nobody else.
Yeah.
Who would you say in today's game utilizes the backboard best?
Well, I'd say Kyrie is one of them.
Yeah.
You know, I mean, you think about it. I mean, you know, you think about it, man, you see a lot of clips from me. You don't see jump shots. You see finger rolls, and you see me going to the hole a lot.
Yes, sir.
You know, I was able to go with both hands. You know, so if I can twist it off the glass with both hands, I mean, it gives me an advantage.
Yeah.
So, you know, using that glass, I mean, I tell kids all the time, I mean, using that glass is it gives you better percentage.
Yeah.
You know, and they got that little square up there.
For
I
a
like to
reason.
use the big square.
Yes, sir.
You know, I mean, and that's where I practice at, man. I didn't just practice in that little square, man. I practice on a big square because you have to have a touch to get that done. So that's how, you know, I practice. I was messing with Joe and them early in our practice and stuff. I said, man, I don't see y'all shooting a bunch of Joes. And Joe shot about 10 in a row. So he know about shooting that bank shot. So, you know, bank shot is a special art, man, and I don't think people use it enough.
Speaking of ISO Joe, man, talking about the Arkansas Razorback that was almost a Detroit Piston in 2001. 7 teams you played on, man, but I think, you know what I'm saying, where everybody really saw, like, the greatness in what was you, was that Atlanta Hawks run that you had, man. That's actually when I got a chance to meet you, and we overlapped a couple of times.
Yeah.
Just talk about that run that you had out there. Teague, a younger Horford, who's still playing, mind you, younger Horford, that squad, number one, I want to say Kyle Korver was on that team.
Josh
Just
Smith.
Josh Smith. Shout out
Yeah.
to Josh. I got a funny story about Josh. Year he won the dunk contest is when I met him. Josh
Oh, yeah?
He's a cool dude.
It's like my little brother,
100%.
dog. Like our kids, he has a son that's 11. I have a daughter that's 11. They go to the same school. They just graduated, so our bond and ties are real thick. Like, that's really like little bro.
Watching Jeff T, that's why I asked about the same. I watch his podcast. Shout out to the 520 podcast. Y'all guys were so tight knit.
Yeah,
He
yeah,
talks
yeah,
about
yeah,
you
yeah.
being the big homie, the
Yeah.
OG. He talks about Josh. Talks about Al Horford. Let's talk about why you guys are so tight, because that's what we're seeing here down in Detroit.
Man, I think, you know, in Atlanta, you know, when you get to the NBA, bro, it's like the American dream. You know, we've all dreamed about being in the league, and once it finally happens, you kind of gravitate toward the guys who you play with. You become this huge fraternity, and everything that you do, it has something to do with the guys around you that you play with. And if it's not that way, then it's kind of hard to be successful. So we all went over each other's houses. We all hung out together. We did everything together, go out to eat. So to hear Teague and where he's at today in podcasting, he's doing a hell of a job with the 520 podcast. Man, I'm just so proud of him. And, you know, every time I'm watching, it's some way, somehow, my name always comes up. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But
As it should.
we definitely had a great run, bro. And just that tight niche that we had together. You know, it wasn't just on the court. It was mostly a lot of things that we did was off the court. Yeah.
Let's segment and shift a little bit, man. You guys are obviously watching the NBA Finals. You know, you
Yeah,
got the OKC Thunder going against Indianapolis Pacers, another ABA 2 NBA team, the small market team. Seems like that's what you got, but SGA is electric. Why is, Shai Gilgeous-Alexander, why is he so good right now? Either one.
Well, I'll say my reason why I think he's so good, man. If you look at his body, how like lean and kind of shredded he is, like he's in elite shape when you watch him. So he's not a guy I think that you can kind of wear down in the series. I feel like he kind of gets stronger, and I feel like that first game that they lost, it just hit a switch in their mind, like, all right, let's lock in. And I don't think the Pacers gonna win another game. That's just me, though.
I agree. I agree with you too, Joe. I just think they play so well together. You
Yeah.
know, like I was just talking about a niche.
Yeah.
You know, that's what they talk about.
Yeah.
I mean, you know, they talk about, man, us. I mean, so when you get a team talking about us and not I mean, that make all the difference in the world. I like him because shot selection.
Right.
He shoot in between.
Yeah.
What make you consistent? in between.
Yeah.
He shot in between.
Yeah.
I shot in between. I shot 51% career because I shot in between and I was able to go to the holes. That's what he reminds me of. And the guys are following him, you know, so the guys are picking up. It's kind of like we talk about ISO. You know, we talk about helping. You got to help if he got you one-on-one.
Yeah.
Now, if I throw it to you, you got to make it to make him still more effective or they're going to double team him all night and stuff. So that's what I see with Shea, man. He's special. I'm like ISO, man. I don't think they're going to win another.
Is that the dawn of a new dynasty, the new dynasty in OKC?
It can be. You know,
It's
if you
tough
can
nowadays to get a dynasty. This 7 years in a row is parity now.
Yeah, but if you got to be able to keep all them guys together, that's going to be the toughest thing. Because when you win, we all win. Everybody gets paid. So I don't know if you're going to be able to keep all those guys together in that small market. But they definitely got the makings of a dynasty, man. I love watching them play that deep. They don't just play 5 guys.
12
they
deep.
Hey, and you never know who's going to explode. Obviously, you know, Shea going to be consistent with his 30-plus a night. But you got so many other guys who can come off that bench and affect the game in a way that you probably hadn't game planned for.
I mean, think about it, y'all. It's a new era.
Yeah.
Ain't no Curry. Ain't no Durant. Ain't no LeBron.
Yeah.
They all going to be an X,
Yeah.
like me and Joe one day. Ex-NBA.
You know, my favorite player in the NBA is Jalen Williams. I cannot get enough J-Dub. Been watching him for about 3 years now, coming out of Santa Clara. Can you talk about his game? He's another guy that likes to shoot in between. He's a guy that had a 6'11" wingspan when he was 5'11".
Wow.
But he's super duper humble. He may be the best defender on the wing in the NBA. I see him and SGA as the first tandem that I would even venture to say, when it's all said and done, that you could compare them to MJ and Scotty. Give me a little bit on J-Dub.
I like J-Dub. I think he's an awesome talent. He can go off the bounce, which makes him even, you know, more dangerous. He's not just a catch-and-shoot guy. And like you say, defensively, he's one of the best ones. They got a lot of guys defensively. Lou Dort, Wallace, Wiggins. They got a lot of guys who, you know, lock up defensively and can make it tough for you. So, but I think he gives Shea a break, too. Like, he's that counterpart that Shea needs to, you know, be effective. And whenever J-Dub plays well, they almost unbeatable.
Unstoppable.
Yeah.
No doubt. I do want to rewind back a little bit. You mentioned the Hawks. Do you remember playing here in Detroit?
Yeah, well, that's some good games.
Do you remember a good heckler?
A good heckler?
Yeah, behind the visitors bench.
I don't remember.
Well, I would like to apologize for all the hell I gave you.
Definitely was this guy.
I gave you a lot of hell for a lot of years. But I do want to go back to the ISO game. Michael Beasley and LeBron James are making a lot of news right now over their one-on-one battles. Beasley saying he's the best in the world. You willing to venture?
And what does that mean?
Well, just at one-on-one. I want to know who would win that matchup from the ISO man himself.
Between who?
Between LeBron and Beasley.
Look, man.
Who's reffing the game?
I don't know. I mean, I hear the stories just like you guys hear the stories, but y'all ain't, man, listen, LeBron ain't answering to none of this, man. That man way up here somewhere. He's not paying attention to that.
True.
You got to understand his legacy